It's Susie, and today we are doing Barbecue Sauce 101. I'm going to teach you my steps for making a foolproof barbecue sauce at home, and even better, you can absolutely customize this to your own flavor profiles and tastes. Let's do it. Now, the purpose of barbecue sauce at its core is to provide a balance to really rich, fatty, smoky, delicious meats. That's what a barbecue sauce is, and that's why it was initially created. Really rich fatty meats are hard to eat a lot of, and it fatigues your palate, but when you have a sauce that's bright and sweet and acidic, it creates this beautiful balance that makes every bite a little bit more delicious than the last. So while good barbecue doesn't need barbecue sauce, I actually think if you have some on the side, it can make the entire experience better. So we're gonna start by making my honey barbecue sauce, which is a classic, really beautiful tomato-based barbecue sauce. But along the steps of making my sauce, I'm gonna teach you unique ways that you can customize every sauce to make it your own. By the end of this video, you are gonna be a barbecue sauce building master. So let's dive in. Step one is picking your barbecue sauce base. For this sauce, I'm using ketchup because I want this to be a really smooth barbecue sauce. I want it to have a nice, shiny, almost syrupy consistency. You can also start with tomato paste or tomato puree. You might want to blend your sauce at the end if that's what you choose, but you can start with a really true tomato flavor and then customize everything else throughout the process. You can also use mayonnaise if you're doing an Alabama style sauce, or mustard if you're doing a Carolina style barbecue sauce. Different regions use different bases to build out their unique style of barbecue sauce, but the end result is the same, sweet and tangy. That's what we're going for. Ketchup goes into the pot. And if you are interested in trying, a white sauce or a mustard style barbecue sauce, I'll link both of my recipes for those in the caption below. Next up for every barbecue sauce is your sweetness, and you can use different sweeteners to achieve different flavor profiles. Because this is a honey barbecue sauce, I'm gonna go in with a heavy hand of honey, not just for the sweetness, but I really want that honey flavor. I'm also gonna be adding in some dark brown sugar because I really like that essence of molassesy, caramely flavor. If you want to switch things up here, you could add in some molasses like you do in a Kansas City style barbecue sauce. You could use light brown sugar. I've done barbecue sauces where I use maple sugar, or there's even coconut sugar to provide some really unique flavor variations. A lot of barbecue sauces will even just call for straight white sugar to give you a really clean but sweet flavor profile. Step 3 is our acidity. Most traditional barbecue sauces will call for an apple cider vinegar. It gives you a really classic barbecue sauce flavor, a really nice high bright note on the acidity scale, but some fun variations here would include a white wine vinegar or a red wine vinegar for a unique flavor profile. I use rice wine vinegars in a lot of my sauces that kind of pull more of that Asian influence. Lemon juices and lime juices are a really great punch of acidity as well, and I use lemon in my Texas style barbecue sauce, for example. Once you have those 3 main components, it's time to add in our salt and pepper. Every barbecue sauce needs a little bit of salt just to round out the flavor profile, and pepper provides a really base, simple layer of heat to kind of tie everything together. And honestly, once you have those 4 main components, you could probably stop with a really great barbecue sauce. But this last step, step number 5, is where you get to have the most fun customizing flavors. Because this is a really classic sauce, I'm keeping it simple: smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder. Some fun examples of things that you can include in this phase to really amp up or change the flavor profile would be things like Worcestershire sauce, jams or jellies if you want a fruit-inspired flavor. You could bring in jalapenos or peppers if you want some heat. You can even use different types of juices to really customize not just the flavor, but also the color. That last step opens up, I think, your creativity to add in things that sound interesting or exciting to you. Okay, now depending on the type of sauce, it's time to cook. I prefer a cooked sauce that gives me a really shiny, almost syrupy consistency. This is gonna go on the stove, bring it up to a boil, reduce the heat, let it simmer for 10 to 15 minutes, stir it a couple times. Mayonnaise-based sauces, vinegar-based sauces, mustard-based sauces generally don't need to be cooked, but some recipes call for that as an option. The point of the cooking process is to open up the aromatics of the flavors we brought in, really melt down the sugar, and tie everything together so that it all works as one cohesive unit, and you're not getting kind of different standout flavor profiles in the sauce itself. Sauce is cooked, slightly cooled. At this point, it's time to transfer your sauce. I generally put them into glass jars that I can seal with a lid. And this is an optional, but what I think very important step. Transfer your sauce to the refrigerator. Let it sit overnight. Give yourself a good 8 to 10 hours before you dig into this stuff. The longer it sits, the more those flavors are really gonna marry. The acidity is gonna soften, the sweetness is gonna even out, and it's gonna give you a better result and texture and consistency for your finished sauce. Before I send you off to make your very own barbecue sauces is one ingredient that I left out of my sauce, and you may or may not have noticed, there is no liquid smoke in this sauce. Most store-bought barbecue sauces and most recipes for barbecue sauce online call for you to add liquid smoke. The reason for that is this is barbecue sauce, and in America, somehow, barbecue sauce became a sauce that could make food taste like barbecue. It was meant to mimic the smokiness that you would get from low and slow cooking or grilling your food, and it replaced that entire experience with an artificial flavor profile. With my barbecue sauces, none of them have liquid smoke. These are meant to go with your low and slow cooked meats and your wood-fired flavor. I don't want to overtake that with any, liquid smoke flavoring. So I do leave that out of mine, but I will put a caveat. If that is a really important flavor addition to you, knock yourself out, but just give it a try without it first. You might be surprised how much you like a true classic version of a barbecue sauce. Now, this delicious, slightly sweet honey barbecue sauce is gonna go into my fridge, and I'm gonna put it on all sorts of things over the next few days. Actually, I'm thinking that might be absolutely delicious on some ribs. I would love to know your favorite style of barbecue sauce, or if you have an amazing barbecue sauce story of a recipe that's been handed down to you, I would love to see it. Share it in the comments section below, and we will catch you guys next time. Have a good one.